subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for all updates.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha Banerjee and today I'm going to talk about the book Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emick, and this book is based on a very hit show, a hit musical show basically. So then they created this book out of that show. So I think that this book is definitely one of the best books that I have read so far. So the protagonist of the story is obviously Evan Hansen, and he is in his high school. Now I can say that this book is a young adult novel, but I don't really think that calling this book a YA novel will actually suffice the kind of story that it tells you. Now I cannot really reveal much about the plot of the story because then there will be spoilers and I don't want to put out any spoilers. And so let's talk about the kind of story that it is and what you're going to receive from it after reading it. So I think one of the best things about this book is how relatable this book is. This book is written in a way that you will instantly relate with Evan Hansen and the kind of issues that he is dealing with in his high school. But it's just not that. It's more about a mental connection that you create with the protagonist of the book, and that actually creates this bond that cannot be broken by anything. So when you're reading the book, it's like you are already so absorbed in it that you just cannot leave it at that. The story is written in a way that it is so captivating, and there's something or the other always happening, and you just want to know that what happens after this. Every decision that Evan takes in this story is something that leads to another decision, another truth or another lie that he has to decide in between. And that is something that really kept me hooked to the book, and I just couldn't keep it. So I read this book in one go, in one day, and I think that is really amazing. Another thing about this book that I appreciate a lot is the way it describes mental illness in general. So there are characters in this book who have dealt or are still dealing with mental illness in the book, and that will be revealed to you when you read the book. And there's this one thing that is social anxiety that has been described in a way that I have not read in many books, because when you're reading the book you are actually feeling that person's anxiety, and that is also very scary and also very amazing, because it's very rare when you're actually reading the book and getting to experience it just as linearly. And I will say that if you're someone who has this problem of anxiety, I just want to put this disclaimer for you that if you have an issue of anxiety, then obviously seek help, but do not read this book just yet. I don't think that it will be very good for people out there who are dealing with anxiety, because just reading this book gives you a lot of anxiety, and it did give me a little. It is described with such realness that it almost feels real, like you have actually transformed into Evan Hansen, and which is amazing and scary at the same time, because you wouldn't want to be in the shoes of Evan Hansen. I can obviously guarantee that. But then the story is also like Evan Hansen is at a place where the life that he dreamt of, he is kind of finally living that life. But to live that life, he is having to say all these lies that he never thought he will be able to say to anyone. Now he is living a life of complete lies, and he doesn't know how to bounce out of it, how to tell everyone the truth, and just, end everything. Now this book is definitely a plot driven book, and that's why I'm not being able to tell you much about the plot, because it's so full of spoilers. But when we talk about the characters, I think the character of Evan Hansen is the only character that you need to analyze, because all the other characters are just supporting characters, and they do have some substance in them, and they are also important. Especially the character of Connor, he is very, very important, and you would want to know more about the character. The book is also written in a way that you want to know more about Connor through Evan Hansen. He is the kind of protagonist that you just have to keep your eyes hooked on to, because you have to understand why he is doing what he is doing, what are the issues that he is dealing with or have dealt to, and how he transformed into the person that he does when the book ends. So the title of the book, Dear Evan Hansen, actually is really perfect and satisfactory, because obviously this book is all about him, but that is not really the reason why the name of the book is that. You will get to understand why the name of the book is what it is. So I think there is so much in this book for you to actually discover and explore, and I am just so excited for people who are actually going to go ahead and read this book, because I know that they are not going to regret it. They are not going to regret buying this book at all, because this is absolutely worth it. Now if we come to the writing style of the book, the writing style is just so stunning. As I said, that everything in this book has been described in such such real sense that you feel like you are actually living the story. Even beginners can read this book because this book is written in a very simple language. I wouldn't say that this is a very difficult book, but yes, maybe in 2 or 3 pages you might come across a word that is pretty uncommon. The writing style is very easy, but you get to learn a few words from here and there, and it's not like after every line you are just bombarded with a big word. So it's like after 2 or 3 pages you might find something uncommon, and that is pretty nice. This also helps you to build your vocabulary, and it's not boring also because you don't have to open your dictionary every 2 seconds, and that is really amazing. But the main thing is that the story is very captivating, and when the story is captivating, anyone can finish the book because they want to know about the story more. Another thing that I found really amusing about the book is the kind of funny that this book is. Now, the story is narrated from the perspective of Ivan Hansen, and Ivan Hansen is telling you his story. Now, the way he narrates his story is really, really funny, and his humor is just on point, and he just throws on some self-deprecating jokes here and there, and that is actually also endearing and sad, but also funny. I think when you're reading a book and it's funny and humorous, like the book interacts with you directly, it just completely absorbs your whole focus and concentration in the book, so you just end up reading the entire book in a few hours. So I totally recommend this book, and if you want to buy the book, then the link will be given in the description box. Do not forget to check that out. Alright, so that was all for today's video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video, since I post new videos every week. And I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.